Good morning. It's Monday, 11th of August 2025. It's Vijay here. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. Yesterday, when I did my video, I got a lot of feedback saying that am I getting bearish because I had pointed out some facts which were troubling as we go into the seventh week. Normally, if you have a six down week, the best time to buy is actually in the sixth week because seventh week onward, generally the market goes up. As I mentioned yesterday, that we have had in the past a seven down week and an eight down week also, but that is the rarest of the rare circumstances. So even if you bought in the sixth week and struggled for the next 2 weeks, you have got a good rally after the eighth down week, which we saw in 2008 Lehman Brothers crash, October. So either way, I think the time has come to be bullish, in my opinion and analysis. But what is disquieting is, in spite of all these threats by Trump, the Indian government has not yet reacted positively in some manner to help people or the industries which are going to get affected. That is something which is definitely a concern which we should keep it in our mind when we are going ahead and doing our trading. Now, quite possible that the Indian government will come during this week and they'll come up with very concrete proposals which will ease out any problems which the exporters are facing. So let us give some time to the Indian government to come out with some proposals and see whether those are good enough. First, whether they'll come. Second is whether they're good enough is what we will evaluate over the course of this week. So if you look at this morning, the title says, "Is it Monday yet?" And I think it is going to be a happy Monday based on whatever information is available at this point of time. But markets being markets, they can surprise even the most, let's say, optimistic investor or the most pessimistic investor, as the case may be. Now, this cartoon shows it's like, the bull who has been buying into the market and losing. So it's like this guy is exasperated, saying that I used to be an investor. Now I'm a stock market philanthropist, which means I'm just putting money into the market, not expecting anything out of it. Now let's the positive part is that Gift Nifty is showing uptrend of about 60 points. Of course, I don't believe in Gift Nifty in terms of the number of points, but I think the direction by and large is that bulls want to come back. It is also timing with the 6 week fall. So what are the cues this morning? We have closed below 24,500 and below 80,000. So generally people are bearish. As 8,000 on the Sensex, generally people are bearish. But when height of bearishness is there, especially on Friday, interestingly, FII net short in the futures market, Nifty futures has actually increased in terms of number of contracts. So it is not that they have covered something on Thursday. They are not covered on Thursday, and they maintained it on Thursday and Friday. Also, it remains more or less the same or slightly more. So we have the short sellers as our allies. As a bull, I would like to see more people go short so that the market is unlikely to go below, much below, because already if you've got 92% people short, 92% position short, then the possibility of it going to 100% is very rare. On the other hand, it can come down to 85%, which means short covering has to take place. So the bulls are what shall I say, downbeat, but the conditions will always be like this before we start a big rally. So Nifty Bank also ended below 55,000. Mid cap and small caps have fallen over. So generally, the mood in the broader market also is downbeat, and all major indices closed in the red on Friday. Nothing new because Nifty itself closed close to 300 points down. Pharma came down. Biocon, even though the management has given positive, commentary, it's being beaten down. But we believe that 330, which we have seen in the past, should be the support. They're at 343. We hold Biocon, and so that is what, as far as the pharma is concerned. Ashok Leyland also has come down. Ashok Leyland, in our opinion, we don't have it, but we are planning to buy it during this week. I think will be one of those stars in the next 1 year. I'm not advising anybody to buy, but this is what we are planning to do. Nifty IT, of course, was down. Energy was declining because mainly, again, apart from Siemens and Adani, Reliance is under the focus. And hopefully, Reliance should do well because of the Putin Trump meet over this weekend. Nifty PSU Bank also was in the red. Yesterday, I had given some wrong data. I apologize for that. And right now, the correct data for the FI and DI numbers are that both FIs and DIs bought on Friday. So about total of 9,657 was the institutional interest. But this is mainly because Bharti Airtel sold about 11,000 crores worth. So the buying has been done by the institutions, which means actually net it is a sell for the institutions about 1,500 crores. Because if you eliminate the 11,000 odd crores, which means this will show a negative figure. So this is not a great figure to look at. But what is important is that there are FIIs and DIIs which are willing to buy good stocks. So global equities, as I mentioned yesterday, just running through again. Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P did very well. European markets were not that great. CAC alone was reasonably okay at 0.44% higher. Commodities have come down because subsequently they have come down actually after this update. Oil, which is what I look at, Brent is now close to 66 and odd. As I've been mentioning, between 65 and 75 will be the range. We are now at the lower end of the range. Gold is going to be very volatile because the US put some tariff on Swiss export of gold to US, and gold made an all-time high on Friday. But subsequently, the US White House says that they will clarify on gold alone as far as the tariff is concerned, specifically from Switzerland. So then on Trump watch, we have the meeting scheduled on August 15th, which is a holiday for us because of Independence Day. And Trump says there'll be some swapping of territories. But Zelensky of Ukraine says he will not swap. So we don't know exactly how it will play out. There is also a talk of it will be a triennial summit, which means Ukraine also will be included. But right now, it is only between US and Russia. And this is what I said. White House will clarify on the misinformation about gold bars facing tariffs. An interesting thing here, ICICI Bank has changed its stance. So they're going for larger deposits or high net worth individual deposits, which is a very interesting strategy, I would say. So ICICI is attacking the niche where they're saying that minimum balance has to be now 50,000 instead of 10,000, which is big for a lot of people. But then, what that strategy will do is the cost will get reduced and they can concentrate on the high net worth individuals rather than being a mass market bank. So it will help the other banks now because deposits will now move to the other banks, especially the PSU banks will get more deposits, in my opinion. ICICI Bank is a large bank, and so ICICI Bank will not take any more deposits at the 10,000 minimum balance. So therefore, you will see some movement of funds into other banks. So that's a positive for other banks. It may not be great for ICICI Bank right now, but ICICI Bank also is going to get benefited, I feel. And there is another interesting news, macro news. India and Oman likely to announce an FTA in less than 3 months. So that should augur well going forward. And then the most interesting thing here is, what is the scope for the equity markets in the future? If you look at it, this graph is very interesting because the India's top 1% owns 60% of assets, mostly in gold and real estate. So financial assets are only 40%. So even if it goes up by 10% to only 50%, then also you will have a huge amount of money coming into the into the stock market. So that is what I think can happen, because if the market continues to go up and doesn't go down, right now it's a question mark for a lot of people. I still am on the bullish side. Let me clarify once again. And so if it starts going up, and I expect much higher numbers, then I think more money will come into the stock market from these high net worth individuals from the top 1%. So today is Monday, so which means it's a free day where I show all my trades on the Telegram channel. And we are also starting a new, not a service, as I say, I'm starting a new strategy where we have got in funds to buy today, sell tomorrow, or buy today, sell within the next few days. Somewhat a swing strategy, which I will be also showing those stocks which I'm buying for the swing strategy apart from the intraday. So, and I'm hoping to get some more funds, and we will employ it in swing strategy, a short-term swing strategy, which will give us, some more exposure, not only intraday and long-term. We are also looking at the short-term. So that is what our philosophy is. So whatever you do, I hope it is successful.